Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the AEL lower bracket final. Today, joining me on this cast is going to be Spud. Spud, how are we?
Hey, I am so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be seeing this match. We have some great teams here, and both of them are fighting for a final chance to get into the finals, where they will be facing RMIT Black, who have gone undefeated so far. So it's going to be a tough battle nevertheless, but first they're going to have to get out of this lower bracket. But before we get into that, just a quick shout out to our sponsors, of course, Chatime, of course, for sponsoring this tournament, Indomie for all your noodly needs, and of course, AAC for monitors and RIG for headsets, so you can see and hear crystal clear. But now we will get back into our rosters, and we're going to take a look at who's actually playing today. Some great players here and some familiar faces, I have to say, who we've seen in not just this tournament, but also Challenger League.
There are plenty of players from both of the teams here retrospectively tonight that do play in those higher level tournaments. I know a few. We will see uQuWu tonight. I know Webra coaches many of those high level teams, as well as Sogs obviously playing in that high level comp. But I mean, on Onyx as well, we see Owen and a bunch of other players that have been at either some sort of level of competitive siege or are just from the University League. But either way, in both respects, all of the players here tonight do have a higher level of skill that they are bringing to the table for this matchup.
Yeah, so let's go right into it. I think we will be looking at uQuWu first, the meme team. Seasons, but not so far in the last few. It has all been a Monash RMIT affair, so it looks like Queensland would be looking to butt into this particular fight. But looking at our players now, we do have Arnie, PB, also known as Regrets, Sogs, Webra, and Woodsy. Some great players here, and lots of versatility as well in terms of operator picks and also their roles there. So definitely a very well-rounded team. I do especially remember Sogs, picking off a lot of those players when they first faced off against, I believe it was another Monash team. May have been the same guys, actually. But I also remember some great clutches coming out from PB and Arnie as well. So definitely a team full of people who can really, really pull their weight and then some.
Oh, look, there's definitely some big names here. I mean, Sogs, Webra, as you've already mentioned, super good players. And statistically wise, I mean, across the board, uQuWu are definitely pretty stacked in terms of their roster. I mean, definitely going to be a good team going up against Onyx tonight. And Onyx, last time we saw them play, coming off a win. So hopefully tonight we can see them and make their way into the grand final. Obviously, Adam, Owen, Pokadu, Skonic, and Yoda. Owen, obviously, as we know, plays in the CL League himself. So some pretty big names here for Monash Onyx, and hopefully they can score themselves another win tonight.
Yeah, and I think we will be seeing a bit more of them today, in fact, because we do actually have some face cams to show you these some of these players. I do believe I think Pika refused to be shown because he hasn't had a haircut in 2 months, but that's okay, Pika. We don't mind. We'd love to see your hair sometime, but apparently not today. We will be joined by Yoda Pug and Owen, of course, who is too busy on his the mobile scene quite just yet.
Yes, look, it is good to see Prone Wen in his natural habitat, as well as Yoda getting on the Franklins before the game. So going to be able to see the man, the myth, the legend before we start things off here. There we are, cracking open the Franklin, giving it a swig, ready to go, getting warmed up for this matchup against uQuWu. And we're going to see whether or not the boys can pull off the aforementioned victory that they're hoping for tonight to get themselves a spot in the grand final. Here is the map veto, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight, starting things off on Cafe Dostoyevsky, going on to Oregon for the second, and then if it is required on the third map, Clubhouse is going to be where our final standoff resides. And in terms of the percentages here, 63% to uQuWu.
That's interesting because I know I personally did think Onyx would win again, given that last time they lost to, they beat QT, who they did lose to, I believe, in the the upper bracket, I think it was. But we do know that uQuWu were able to take out the other Monash team. I think it was Monash Platinum. So they do have experience playing against this particular group of people. I'm sure they kind of work together internally, kind of do those scrims together. So definitely going to be knowledge passed between these teams at Monash. You might be feeling. But other than that, these are some really, really classic maps. These are maps that have been in the game from year one, actually, all three of them. Reworked to some degree, but definitely some all-time favorites.
Oh, look, and favourites they may be, but they're also pretty in-meta maps in terms of operator lineups and stuff that are currently being run in the current meta. I know Rooney's made her way into play for a lot of these maps. I know on Cafe she's pretty prominent, which is where we are going to be going first. I mean, today in the Challenger League, we also saw that Rooney was actually banned a couple of times on these maps. So speaking of Cafe, though, we're going to be getting straight on into it and starting things off here with the bans. Monash Onyx possibly looking to remove the Thatcher. That is standard for most bannings on competitive Siege.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to predict... Okay, yep, who would have guessed they'd ban Thatcher? What's next, a Jackal ban? But yes, those are, as you mentioned, very standard bans in competitive Siege. We saw it so often in the Six Invitational recently played, just Thatcher bans all the time. It will be, in fact, Jackal taken off the board here as well. So it will make it a little easier for these roamers. Onyx starting off on defense first. So they do get the first defensive ban as we go into this.
Yeah, look, and as far as defense bans, look, for Cafe, you're most likely going to see a Valkyrie. If it isn't a Valkyrie, it'd be something like a Cade, or the Mirror even is sometimes removed, but I'd imagine that Monash here will probably be removing the Mirror. If they don't want to be running it as part of their strats, they could possibly remove the Valkyrie instead here, but I'd imagine it's going to be the Mirror. So pretty standard bans across the board, looking like the standard game of ranked, but this is far from it. We are going to be heading into the first round here. Monash Onyx starting on defense. We're going to see if uQuWu can take away some early rounds here on a defender-sided map, or will Onyx be able to further their lead and possibly take map one?
Yeah, and they really want to be working on this as quickly as possible. They don't want to get into a kind of protracted, drawn-out fight. They do want to make this quick and easy, and of course, this is uQuWu's map. So taking an early victory on their opponent's map pick would be a really good morale booster as well. But we will be heading to that third floor bar cocktail site. Again, very much in the meta, and the picks, again, meta. Meta is the name of the game today, it seems.
Oh, look, Rainbow Six is a very meta game. If you're not running the meta ops, you're either going for something interesting or you're just memeing at that point. And I mean, uQuWu, we do see the addition of obviously the Zofia and the Sledge. So a lot of emphasis on the soft breach here for the attackers to mess with. But on the defense, we do see both Jaeger and Wamai being brought for this pixel position. So it's going to be relatively difficult for the attackers to actually utility drain all of the utility that is going to be placed towards that pixel shield. But I'd imagine Monash have bought this extra utility purely because they either know that uQ run this amount of utility on the board to clear these positions. They could just be doing it as part of their default strat. It is obviously a pretty normal pick to see this much utility in terms of grenade denial, obviously after Jaeger's nerf, but it'll be interesting to see how it works out for Monash and if uQ can actually deal with all of that anti-grenade utility.
Yeah, we did also see some interesting strategies in the Invitational where teams opted to take through that cocktail bar instead, that U-back, not U-back, but Heaven, I believe it's called, on that east side of the map instead. So that may be the answer to this pixel hold, going through it, go around it. But nevertheless, it looks like we are stacking up on this piano side, looking to start clearing their way through piano, and getting rid of that player is number one step.
Definitely looks like uQ is going to be going for a default take here into Cigar Lounge. Obviously, they want to clear out this pixel position, possibly looking to hunt down Skonic early on and find themselves the opening pick here inside a train. Obviously, we have Woodsy on the window, supported by Sogs now, who looks like he's going to be repelling on the dining side of things, hunting for this rotate of the Goyo, but he is locked down right now inside of the train museum without any help, and Regrets is going to be pushing in here to possibly find this opener with Sogs in support. Will spot the head of Skonic, but isn't going to be able to hit that shot just yet in this matchup. Still possibly a little bit cold, waiting to warm things up. Skonic can't quite find the drone, but he will finally get it. But he has now got a little bit of support from his teammates. PB will look away at the wrong time, and Pika's going to start things off with the opening kill here for Monash, but Woodsy quickly fires with one back on his own to Skonic.
That's the bottom floor cleared out now, and a second player as well taken out. Big Dog Arnie takes out Owen as well. That's the Wamai off the board. So clearing out that pixel position and underneath allows gives you that piano control now. A minute left on the clock, so not too much time to work with. Never mind. Looks like Pixel is still being held. Goyo Shield and ADS still up, and Pika is still peeking this like a madman. It's going to be a difficult uphill take for uQuWu here.
Yeah, look, the time is on their side here. They do have 50 seconds still, as well as 2 frags on the board, and a lot of utility in the hands of the 4 remaining operators. Obviously, Zofia still up, as well as Webb on the Nomad there, but Sogs is going to find Adam. Yoda's going to find one on the Big Dog as well, and a 3v2 now for Monash. They have the positions, however, though, to hold off uQuWu for some amount of time, with Pika still situated inside of the bathroom. Will spot the head of Woodsy, but the Ash will be able to win the gunfight there and prevail. Yoda will spot Webb on the cross into Cigar Shop. He will retrieve the diffuser that was moments ago lost by Big Dog, but in a 1v3 right now, he has to make things work. He doesn't have a C4 to deny the plant here. He has to get through 2 members holding for uQuWu, and it doesn't matter. uQuWu are going to be able to secure the first round on the board, and Onyx are going to fall.
That was, I was going to say, a kind of a good hold from Monash. Like, their positioning was very good. Their setup was very good. They had all the tools they needed to work with, minus a couple of lives. And I think that was kind of where they kind of fell down a bit. uQuWu able to get some of those picks that just weren't traded back. And so they had the man advantage to work with. And so despite having some great positions to hold, eventually they just ran out of people. Monash ended up in a 1v3, and it's just, there's very little you can do in those types of situations. So, although the utility was there, maybe, they need to start making sure they don't lose their lives too early on.
Yeah, there's a couple of early picks there that went in favour of uQuWu that Monash didn't really want to be losing. Obviously, Skonic and Owen going down very early, especially the Wamaya losing out on all of that utility that he does bring in that late round. All of those discs, obviously, you don't get them at once. They charge over 40 seconds, so Owen going down early there is going to cost his team a little bit in terms of utility. Obviously, also, the loss of the man advantage there isn't obviously favourable at all for Monash, but either way, they did their best with the situation that they were dealt, and unfortunately, it didn't go in their favour. They did do well to attempt to hold off uQuWu, but a fresh round here for them, and a couple of extensions here, as well as Owen on the pulse. We saw him playing this position last time we watched them play Cafe, and quite the same. He did do a lot of work with that shotgun and the C4, obviously, that comes in the kit. So, going to be scary here for uQuWu if you're going to be clearing upstairs with Owen on that pulse.
Yeah, and I have to mention his shotgun. He's looking like he's channeling some empty jacks here. Block the pulse and the shotgun, so hopefully we see one of those kills. On the other hand, uQuWu pretty much the same lineup, same utility all around. I mean, it's worked for them once. There's no reason why it shouldn't work again. But Onyx have committed to a little bit more of a roam this time. They do have players upstairs and now falling back into that middle floor as well. So they will be looking to test this a little earlier on, as opposed to letting the attackers push onto site too early.
Yeah, look, if they let uQuWu get as much control as they did last time and find the early picks the same as they did last time, it's definitely going to be a write-off on the round if they can't hold on to the positions they have set up away from the bomb site. I mean, Yoda's already had to fall back into reading and give up the top floor with Pika, so they've burned about a minute on this second floor roam here, which is pretty good for roam as far as roaming goes. Obviously, Sogs is still looking to find these players. The C4 could prove prove to be a bit of an issue here for Sogs. It's not going to do any damage, and the breach charge will open up a little bit of the floor there, but neither player is going to be able to spot one another. They're going to continue working the vertical until they can try and find Yoda in the situation that he's got himself in now, but he could just also completely back off into sight, but the Pulse is going to start doing some work downstairs, and we do see the first tags are coming out here for Owen.
That's some great roaming on the part of Monash, who have managed to, earn a lot of time, a minute 20 left on the clock before they actually all fell back to sight, and they've still got 5 players up, but so does uQuWu, so it's going to be an explosive entry here, as both teams are looking to get those kills. PB now also being able to work that vertical. uQuWu have the advantage here in that they can work these additional angles where the defenders are trapped on site.
Yeah, look, there's definitely going to be some vertical play coming in here, which is going to prove to be rather beneficial for the attackers, obviously. But Owen looking to contest here. Adam's going to find one, but PB very quickly finding one of his own onto Owen. Adam does lose a lot of his HP in the process, though, so only 3 members of Onyx are going to be 100 HP. Make that 2, as Woodsy finds the head of Yoda at the bottom of Brown, with now pushing up to the double door here, possibly entering into kitchen. He's going to back off a little bit. Shot in the back by Pika and cleaned up, though. Means that it is going to be even back out to a 3v3 here in favour. Looking like uQuWu, obviously just with the health advantage on the board. This angle from PB, however, though, is going to be able to cut the bomb site right in half here. So the execute to follow is going to come out now. Big Dog is going to go down. PB will find Jaeger, though. Needs to find 2 more to support his teammate here. Webb's going deep to find the frags. PB will get another one. Sonic is going to take out Webb, though, and the bomb's not going to go down, and defenders are going to get the second round in their favour.
That was a little too close for comfort for both Monash and also all those watching involved. It looked like it was going back and forth, but that critical kill onto that diffuser really sealed the deal there, made sure that they couldn't actually get onto that plant. And even though PB, of course, able to get 3 kills, a triple kill there, unfortunately not able to get the plant down at the last second. So well done from Monash, able to even it out, doing much better on this first floor.
That roam definitely did prove to be pretty beneficial for Onyx. Unfortunately, at the end there, it didn't really matter if it was good or not. Obviously, well, it did and it didn't. It did come down to gunfights on site. They lost a lot of their bodies off site there just before the execute, but very well clutched out by the members still on site. Onyx did do really well closing out that round there. Unfortunately for uQuWu, they couldn't find the right positioning just there for that execute, but uQuWu did do really well sort of shutting down Monash on that early roam game and getting those early picks on the board. Ultimately, very close to resulting in a uQuWu round, but unfortunately, as we saw, a bit of personal performance there from the remaining defender. I believe it was Yoda. I'm not too sure. I can't remember, but still very well clutched out, very well read, and the situation goes in favour of Monash. Obviously, moving on now to round number 3, they're going to be giving the top floor another crack.
Same setup as the first round, lots of utility and utility denial. Both the Jaeger and Romai in the hands of the same players, and of course Lucy. And those Goya shields, a lot of the things people hate about Siege, all in one lineup, but will be again the same lineup from uQuWu as well. It looks like a similar approach as well, coming in from this western side of Challenge Piano and Pixel.
Sogs is going to spot the traces there of one roamer on the bottom floor. Whether or not he's going to be able to collect that frag is a completely different story. But the remainder of uQuWu are going to be up on the roof trying to get control of, obviously, the Cigar Lounge and remaining site, well, located areas. We've got 2 roamers, though. Skonic and Pika, we saw, are going to be off-site, looking to hold down that middle floor so that the vertical play isn't going to be as prevalent for uQuWu, same as we saw last time, but they don't seem too focused on it like they were the round previous. We saw the attempt from Monash on this site. However, Woodsy is holding on for that C4. The only reason they are so focused on this downstairs area is because the C4 onto the drinks bar can prove to cause a lot of damage if you are an attacker. We could see Skonic run out here, but Woodsy is going to find Pika off screen on that second floor, as well as now have control of that train, almost losing his life there to one of the players, I believe, above. Owen also quite considerably tagged up. Red Wall is going to be opened up now, though, here for the attackers to play with, and with this wall open and a minute 20 left, they need to clear this utility and get into Pixel as quick as they can, because if they don't, Onyx could find themselves another round.
Nevertheless, it's a relatively fast attack here from uQuWu. Never mind, Owen does slow that down now as he takes out Webra. Woodsy is the second to fall as well as Onyx takes him out. And now that's a bottom floor control has been ceded back to Monash. And as they start challenging this, it's looking a little bit more difficult for both teams involved. TV does take out Owen, so it is a 3v3. Minute left, so still time to work with for both sides here.
Coming down to the remainder part of this round, 45 seconds obviously left here for Monash to work with a 3v3. Again, very similar to the round we saw them play just before. A bit of a stack here from Big Dog and Sogs. They need to find their way into the site. Sogs could go entry point here. Indeed, he will. He's going to be first on in. He knows that there's one inside of Freezer. He does hear the gunshots. Will be able to not win that one there because of the support from Skonic. Will be able to clean up Sogs, but the second one in, Big Boy will be able to find one. Skonic with a second, though, to clean up the Thermite. A triple for him in this round, and it's all up to Regret on the sledge. Needs to find 2 kills here, 2 healthy defenders he needs to get through. He does have the diffuser, can go for a plant. He won't spot first, and Skonic with 4 cleans things up for Onyx, and a second round on the board for them.
That's a much more convincing win for Monash there, able to take out that third floor defense. They lost it in a not very convincing fashion in that first round, but fortunately for them, they were able to take it back off the back of some good roaming and also some great support there from Skonix. Not just getting the frags, but also supporting his teammates as well, setting up those crossfires. So definitely an aspect of communication and teamwork there, playing in favor of Monash and getting them that next round for a 2-1 lead in this particular defense half.
Yeah, look, so far Onyx on a defender side of the map have done pretty well. That round win was a little bit more, let's say, performed better than the kitchen one. They had a few more people left alive, and it was a lot less clutchy than the last one. So good to see that they actually managed to close out the top floor here, and now they're actually going to be able to give the middle floor bomb sites a go. But obviously, playing the middle floor bomb sites, you do have to extend upstairs, so the vertical play doesn't come down and wreak havoc upon your heads, which indeed Monash will be doing. uQuWu are going to have to clear this position if they want to get into the bomb site and play vertical, obviously. But for Monash right now, they've got a pretty good setup going on, and obviously a round ahead on the board. They are looking to make some distance here between uQuWu, who, might I add, are the favourites to win.
Lots of heavy setup going on now on the cocktail area. Shields and also my ADS is going down here, so definitely going to be the focus of a lot of play, a lot of control. Pika already looking for that early peak, unfortunately for him. No one has been there, and they all have chosen to go through this other side. So maybe, yeah, actually still looks very much like a third floor take though, on that piano side, and opening up those hatches.
Yeah, looking with this, with Woodsy on this rappel that we've seen him do a couple of times, he is doing very well. He's going to go straight on in, however, though, and get the control of CthulhuANZ that is going to be required for this top floor take here. However, he will be met, I'd imagine, sometime soon, exactly by Pika, who is going to find the down and the confirm. Not losing a single ounce of his own HP, though, playing very aggressive on that white door into the cigar lounge. But Owen with a C4 from below the Valkyrie cameras, proving to become more of an issue than uQuWu had hoped for, is going to net them a second frag. And a minute into this round, already 2 kills on the board here for Onyx, looking like they want to set themselves up for another round victory, unless uQuWu can pull something off.
Yeah, this is very convincing position here being held by Monash right now. They have all the manpower and they have all the position as well. 2 players still upstairs to commit to that hold, and lots of utilities to work with. Sox now looking to push it, but they do have to deal with the cams and the C4s from below. Webra is holding that flank, but he will be taking some damage now here as that player on Pixel, I believe, or maybe from downstairs, will be tagging him up now, looking to trade some shots back, but with low health and only 3 players, this is not looking good for uQuWu. Well, looks like looks like some downstairs movement has been detected now, looking to transfer some of this control down via those red stairs, but Sonics will be challenging this hard. He will fall back to site now and give up this train area. However, Owen is still holding close. Sonics makes a second now and does confirm that kill. 2v5 now as Big Dog and Sogs is all that is left now. Big Dog looking to deny some of these rotates, but he doesn't quite see Owen. He does now, and he does get the kill. 2v4, the first kill of the round for uQuWu, but 30 seconds left on the clock. This is not a good position to be in. And if it down, this could end very, very soon. Oh, that's an interesting play there. A flash, a fake flash, and then Sogs dropping in, but Adam will get the payback now. The prone win coming out, but it's not from prone win. It will be from Adam, who has learnt his lesson, but Pika will be able to clear that up. And that is another round for Monash, as it will take this defense this defense round. And that's 3-1, I believe, for Monash. Well, it looks like we are back to the days of solo casting. It is what it is. So yeah, hopefully I can continue talking for another however many hours. So please, if you guys can hurry it up, make this a 2-0, that'd be great. For the sake of my voice, I still have to go to work tomorrow. So please and thank you. And I have received word that it is a power issue on Proto's side, so not his fault. It is in fact the government's fault, which means we can all go ahead and blame the government. Everyone say thanks, whoever authority figure you dislike, and we'll move on from there. Because I don't think that they particularly care about our siege tournament, but we certainly do. So we'll keep moving on with this. Looking so first floor defense once again. This is the second time that Monash have attempted this. They did win it the first time they went to this site off of a time out, just running out of time to get the diffuser right at the end. Wasn't exactly the most convincing win though. It was a bit messy at the end, and they just managed to flush it out. So you know they have a chance here. They know that they've done this once. They can do it again. They just need to, maybe just a little bit of luck on their side. They can actually take this site. So Monash need to be on their tippy toes and need to make sure they don't make any silly mistakes. But having said that, they did make a very good attempt at a roam last time. Didn't kill anyone, but managed to waste a lot of time, which ultimately, is what ended things. Sogs, however, will be wasting no time of his own, pushing in right away, supported by Woodsy. Pika will have to be falling back now and pushed out of that coat check site. So changing up the pace and going for a very, very quick horizontal takedown. Webra also at that small breaker window, but Owen knows all about this. He does have the intel, and a C4 coming out now might catch this fire. Does Owen take that Sogs? He was on very low health to begin with, but nevertheless, that's one entry down and no answer for it. Things have slowed down a little bit now, it seems. I think both teams kind of working out where to go from here. That early rush, the momentum was stumped by Monash, so they won't be able to continue this. So it might be time to play a little more cautious, just to get those picks back, especially now that they're a man down. And Onyx too, they know it's a time to slow down. They are a man ahead. They don't have to rush things. Big Dog, however, will reply back onto Owen, pay a visit to Owen, his head, with a nice bullet. And that will be the big bakery also given away now. Small Bake as well is in the control of the attackers. No vertical presence here. It is quite interesting. Usually a lot of teams do choose that vertical pressure, but it looks like uQuWu haven't done so, and that leaves Monash to do as they please. They can, they have free roam of this site upstairs, and that could really come back to bite uQuWu. Big Dog, however, will be getting that spray onto that player coming down those red stairs. He does some damage, but not enough to kill. But he does know that player is there, and that player will be in a little bit of a difficult position trying to rotate back now. If you're looking challenge this freeze up, but the players have moved on now. And attackers just kind of sizing up where to push this from. But Sonic's upstairs hasn't been cleared out yet. We'll be able to get that pick, but a stray flashbang could have spelled disaster. There was no one there. Adam, however, will get Woodsy. That's a second for Monash now, as 30 seconds left on the clock. So a lot of manpower still left to go, still left to clear as well. uQuWu needs to get a move on. You know, if they don't get those picks, they're going to have to get that diffuser down. Pika with a nice shot onto PB, and more kills coming out in quick succession. Pika, a triple kill in that short amount of time. And I'm sure he'd be excited, but
Actually cracked.
guess we're just stuck with Yodapug and Owen, who nevertheless, I think are very happy to see that they have clutched up that round. Some great kills there. That would have been great to see on stream, but, you know, maybe next time. We can all watch the replay sometime. But for now, that will be 1-4 to Monash on defense. This is uQuWu's map pick, so Monash did get the chance to decide which side they want to play on. So looks like playing defense has worked wonders for them. They are 4-1 ahead in this particular half. Third floor now, so we're not going to see any top-down play here on the part of the defenders, but hopefully we will see a bit of vertical play from them. We did see vertical play when they last went to this third floor site, which was on round 3, just 3 rounds ago, where they did win off some good roaming and support, and of course those C4s in the bout camp playing a crucial part there, and so much so that Big Dog Arnie has chosen switch off his usual and go for that IQ. They're going to be hoping to look for this utility. But maybe Monash have read into this. They have removed that Valkyrie from play. So won't get as much value out of it as I had hoped, but definitely important here. And with 2 C4s on the board here, they do need to clear out that bottom floor. Just make getting into piano and also planting in this top area a little bit easier. Moving on to the start of the action phase now, uQuWu looking like, once again, they're going to be approaching from this piano side, you know, tried and trusted. You know, it's a very standard, very common take. There's nothing fancy to it, but, you know, it's a meta because it works. It's very, very clinical. It's very, very strong if you do it right. And uQuWu definitely know how to do these things right. However, never mind, it looks like Webra will be dropped by, I'm not sure, maybe a C4 or a shotgun on those red stairs, or maybe falling off the roof. Did he fall off the roof? Okay, well, either way, he's low. Not a mistake he was making early on, but nevertheless, it is what it is. Frags now going out into his freezer and trying to challenge Yodapug here, but he will be safe. No ADS, but nevertheless, still with most of his health, in fact, all of his health, almost. Pika looking to get some cheeky peeks in as well. So defenders feeling very emboldened here. They're very confident they are on this advantage, and you know, they're just having a good old time. Owen will be having some more good times here as he gets one onto Woodsy. Nice headshot there from Pixel. Once again, this Pixel hold being the key, you know, linchpin, key point here. 2 players challenging Owen on this site, but unfortunately not able to get to him. My magnet's coming out now. Sogs gets 1, but Pika makes 1 more as well. And now trying to get into this Pixel angle is such difficulty here. It's just not an easy job. They have the utility, but unfortunately not quite. However, Webra will take out Owen, and that gives Pixel back. But Yodapug is still in that freezer, and there's a lot of players to deal with. 3 other players. 2v3, not unwinnable. But nevertheless, Webra is on low health, so could count down to 1v3. But he has a gun, that's all he needs. But never mind, Sonics takes out Sogs, and Pika will finish off, taking out Webra in a quick peek. Here we go. Look at that, you know, that WASD action, that WAAD action, you know, no more Bolo peek, you know. This is the new meta. We're just going to be pressing 2 keys, and 2 keys is all he needs, and a mouse click. As you can see there, Owen celebrating, very happy, taking out another defensive round. Monash 5-1 on the defensive half, so almost a perfect defensive half. It is a defender-sided map, you know, everyone says that, but it's still not a good position for uQuWu to be in. This is their map, and you'd expect them to be a little more prepared, but looks like Monash are just better in this situation. They know what they're doing, they know the setup, and that utility heavy setup combined with some great intel from the Valkyrie and also the Pulse has really dented uQuWu's attack. But we will be switching halves now, so we will have to see how uQuWu performs on their defense. Uphill battle for sure, but not unwinnable. It's never over until, you get to that last round, until that last point goes down. So they can still work with this. They have a lot to work with, in fact. Lots of utility, and for the first time, a Maestro being brought out. We haven't seen Maestro at all this match, so it is good to see our favorite Italian meatball man getting some action as well. That Elder will be singing, and the Maestro cans will be doing some damage as well. Getting some intel and maybe, I don't know, fingers crossed we'll see it kill someone, but I'll just be happy if you can kill someone with the Elder. Round 7 now, as we have just started this half and also this round. Onyx taking their time to watch those spawn peaks, make sure they don't lose any early players early on. We did see some of that early round that they did lose. The very first round, it was off the back of some careless kills and not being able to get those trades back. So they want to make sure they don't make a repeat of that. Onto the roof now, as it looks like we'll be going for these hatches once again. Piano, but a C4 is ready. He's got the C4 prepped for this hatch. Gets one as Sonics, unfortunately, did not expect that hatch to be hitting back. It's predictable. 1-2, you get one and you get the other. Big brain play there with the C4, but unfortunately Sonics will be sitting out the rest of this round on drones. Piano take coming in now, very much, again, the standard meta. We've seen this multiple times now. Woodsy on that spot. He does have the org in hand, and he does have those Remind Magnets. No Jaeger ADS to help him, but he does have other players supporting him, one further down those white stairs. And a lot of players stacked up now, getting ready to peek through this area, but Sogs will be able to get a second onto Owen. Unfortunately, that's a diffuser carrier as well, so your hard support's gone. PB, however, will be taken down by Adam on that flank watch, and that's a great flank watch as well downstairs, making sure that no one can flank up this red stairs. But it's a little late for that now. I think most of the defenders are back on site now, or holding this pixel angle. Big Dog also supporting this white stairs. Arnie now falling back now as he is giving up this pixel site. A minute left on the clock. Not very tenable there with so much flashbang utility going in. Would have been a wise decision there, just to get away with his life and save it for later.
Attackers dropped the diffuser. Attackers recovered the.
Unfortunately, Adam getting one onto Pika with a headshot. Woodsy has can't help himself but comment, nice shot. We'll see whether this comes back to bite him. Karma is known to be a bit of a nasty mistress, so we'll find out. But two players here holding onto that flank side, denying this pixel spot. So that's one down, but unfortunately Yoda Pug will get the second, and he makes it a second here. Both players on this flank's taken out 2v1 now. Yoda Pug, it's all up to him. He gets some shots, but not able to, and he's out of ammo. He has to pick this quickly. This prone player, he gets one. Can he make it? No, he doesn't. Webra with the Elder will be getting him at the end. Looks like Webra has also decided to go prone win here. Only getting up right at the end, so doesn't quite count. He didn't quite get the kill when he was on the floor, but never mind, he will do it. And Yoda Pug obviously looking very excited there. Make sure you stay hydrated, buddy, okay? You don't want to get too overexcited. You gotta stay in tip-top shape for this, so we get a good match. But uQuWu will be clawing back around here, which is a good way to break the momentum. Monash so far has been all over that scoreboard. It's been Monash for 5 rounds in a row. So uQuWu finally able to get a round on the board, their second here, and their first offensive round as well. So definitely a good start, but they do have to repeat this another 3 times just to make it even with Monash. And Monash just need one more round to get onto that match point. So the pressure definitely is on uQuWu here, but I have a feeling that they will be very much fine. If anything, they'll thrive off it. You know, they're not like, you know, the common pleb players like you and me. me especially, who, panic under pressure and, can't clutch up, I'm sure these guys know what they're doing. Speaking of what they're doing, they will be setting up a bit of a roam at Intel denial, brought along with the Mozzie. No vigil, but looks like lots of Intel with the Valkyrie as well. So, looking to challenge vertically as well as horizontally. We did see that being done by Monash as well, so quite similar. But in terms of operator lineup, it's not 100% the same. We do see, of course, that Bandit as well denying some of these walls, which was something that was missing when Monash was on the defense there.
Loading mag!
30 seconds now has been used up. Just getting onto this roof now, making sure they can work their way down. So it's going to be a vertical take, starting from that top floor as well and going down, making sure there's no one doing any damage up here. But Webra will be on these white stairs, ready to challenge this, as well as PB on these red stairs. So 2 players on both sides of these stairs, ready to get any players who might walk in and catch them unaware. But they will be starting to fall back now, as 2 minutes left on the clock. So about a minute has been used up, just taking this top floor site. 2 more in fact, 3 actually, on this second floor, just holding from below C4s, pre-placed as well. One actually looks like he's right next to him. Sonic's actually right next to Laundry. 2 in fact, next to Laundry. However, the drone will spot him out. Web right now is in a world of pain. There's 3 players closing in on him. Pre-fires coming out. Will he be able to get one? Oh no, that's the Lion drone. The Wop Wop hits and he's in a different position. C4 blows up, maybe get some distraction, but there's no one there. He's just holding his position and he's squashed from all angles. Yodapug closing in on him now. Both sides not willing to fire, but Webra gets one. Sonic gets a refrag now. 4v4, and that was an intense battle there for Webra. Getting off against 3 players, but managed to get one, and that's, all you need. And here, Man, taking 1 player off the board, traded out, but he's done his job now, as there's a minute left for Monash to work with. So, while this vertical control, let's see whether it pays off for Monash here. They have opened up a lot of this site, and they are looking at this freezer site especially. Not something you usually see. A lot of teams prefer to go through that big bakery side, but they will be pushing onto freezer. 1 player is in that Christmas area. It does look like yes, it is Sogs. In fact, he will be droned out, however, so he's going to need a bit of backup. PB coming in from that long corridor. But I'm not sure if he's going to be cut off from those gold stairs as well. There is indeed a player there, so looks like Sogs will be all by himself, and he's got a lot of angles to work with. C4 goes out, but won't catch anyone, so does the flashbang. It just misses, but with 10 seconds, he is coming down. Pika gets 1, Woodsy as well. Sonic makes it a 2v3 now. Diffuser starts going down, but there's only 1 player actually alive watching. And Adam is on the ground now, but Pika has all these angles to watch and can't find it, as PB and Big Dog will be able to take out last 2 players, and with Adam on the ground and taken out, it will be another win for uQuWu. A bit of a clutch win, but clutches are what we live for. The clutch is what uQuWu needs here, as they will take this next defense round, bringing it to 3-5. I think a bit of that just came down to the fact that, Monash used quite a lot of time clearing up those upper floor roams, even though there was only 1 player there. It was, of course, Webra, who, on the back of things, if you just look at the scoreline, wasn't amazing. He got 1 kill and then was traded out in that particular position. But the fact that it just took so much time out of Monash's attack and just sapped up so much momentum is really the key part here. It just forced them to slow down so much. And by the time they wanted to get onto that execute, it was just a bit of a rush to have that time. And ultimately, that's where operators really come into come into play and are at their best. And ultimately, that's what it came down to, just unable to watch all those angles that you have to worry about. So although they did get the plant down, they were very, very close. Just missed out by a little bit. So uQuWu do take that round. And they will be going on to this reading site. This site, of course, is a tertiary site, so we haven't seen the mining site or train site. Once again, a lot of vertical presence here, as is the usual. Very much the meta, and we won't see any glare shields, so not as much for Onyx to deal with, but there will be the infamous Rooney, who, as we know, is being played a lot more. Speaking of infamous, though, it will be Pwnwin on that on that Ying, and Yodapug has brought line as well, so they're going to be applying a lot of pressure really quick, and of course flexing that charm. All right, we get it. Good at this game. Okay. All right, we know. Okay. Oh, and we've seen. Once again, a third floor take here, going through those hatches and going through piano as well, making sure to drone out all those moments. They will, however, be challenged a little bit by these meat jammers, making it not as easy just to get that intel. There are two players upstairs in the usual positions, and also Big Dog Arnie will be challenging from below as well, just to give a little bit of support onto this new hatch. But Pika is already in. 10-5 is the scoreline so far. So a 2.8 KD and lots of assists, doing very well for himself. Looking now as they start pushing this bathroom corridor and start going for this take on these players in that cocktail balcony. Sorry, Sonics will be the first to find a kill. He will take the TV, and that's the first of the blue lights taken off the board. We'll make things a little bit quicker and reduce the stress of having a rush on site. Flashbangs. The Yingkai flashbangs going out as well. Pika gets a second of the Woodsy, and that's all the top floor presence cleared. And now, in fact, it looks like they're just going to send it or progress really rapidly, just kind of get onto the site before defenders can kind of regain their momentum. But looks like they will actually be slowing down. In fact, they will be just trying to take a moment to figure out where these defenders are. No need to rush them. They do have a minute left to work with, so they can start applying some pressure from this vertical with the sledge. And Adam, of course, on the flank watch, making sure that no one can come up these red stairs with Sogs. Already close on those white stairs. That's one stairs not watching. Big Dog also very patient. Unfortunately, won't be able to get Sonics. Sonics does not take any damage. In fact, that's rather unlucky. So Webra, Sogs, all by themselves, in control now. They're going to have to start making big plays here, and perhaps a flank might be the way to do it, but with all these stairs watched, it's going to be a tough ask for anyone. Drone, in fact, has given away the position of Sogs, unbeknownst to him, and with utility coming through, he will be able to get one, but not the second. And Sonics will take him out, and it's all up to Webra now. He's off-site, going for the flank, but the players are already on-site, and Diffuser is going down. Sonics and Adam will surely be watching their backs. And with the Diffuser down, it's an uphill battle. 1v3, can he find one to start it off? He does. That's an easy headshot there. Webra makes it look so easy. Looks for the second now. It's checking all those angles, just so many angles to watch. And that's some good passive play outside, making sure that they don't lose any lives unnecessarily. Oh, it looks like the Rooney gate will be denying entry, but won't be denying the grenade. It won't be denying him for long as Adam through the Rooney gate gets a headshot onto Webra. Monash able to swing things back now and finally taking their first attacking round and breaking uQuWu's streak. Monash, of course, playing in this to get back into those grand finals. I do believe they have been in the grand finals the last 2 seasons, but both seasons have lost out to RMIT Black. So it will be once again it will be, the same teams playing in the grand finals if Monash do manage to make it there. So, maybe third time's a charm. Maybe this will be the year that they will unseat RMIT Black. And so far, it looks like no one has been able to in this particular playoffs. And in this entire tournament, RMIT Black have gone pretty much undefeated or have tied in their group stages. So definitely a tough opponent to be facing well, it's either going to be Monash or uQuWu. It can't be both of them, so both teams are playing for a spot in that grand finals. Both teams have a lot riding on this. uQuWu, of course, also one of those great teams. I do remember them playing. I do believe they won the first season of AEL that was ever played, and the second one as well. I remember playing back in my day when I was just a wee beginner in Siege, and I was on the lowest team at UNSW. And our first match was against the previous season's champions. Yeah, that wasn't a fun match. That was like a 7-0 twice. But instead, now I just talk about them, so I can say anything I want, and they can't shoot me, so it's all good.
Attacker's objective is to defuse the bomb.
Third floor now, going back onto this top floor site. They did win it that first time on this site, off the back of some kills. Valcam going out, but unfortunately is caught by Yoda. Pug, he just misses it, and it will be taken out now. I believe he signaled to PB that was not a very good throw. That's one cam out, but there are still 2 remaining on the board, and with no IQ, spotting these will be really, really important. We saw how much damage they did in previous rounds for Monash, so uQuWu definitely will be looking to repeat that. Sonic's just making sure he doesn't get C4'd again. I can see that. The duck and dive just baiting out any C4. None come through now, so he will be able to open up these 2 hatches. It's interesting, just some of the mini games that take place here. Not just in Pixel, but just the hatch. Opening the hatch. Who would have thought it'd be so difficult, But I guess Sonics has learned his lesson, making sure he doesn't take another explosion to the face. As uQuWu have settled in for this defense here. Not too aggressive, but still holding on to those power positions, and especially Pixel here, still being actively challenged. So, Monash look like they have slowed down now. Both teams have slowed down, just trying to get the lay of the land, figuring out where everything is and all the utility has been placed. Trying to get the best course of action to execute their plans. uQuWu will be droned out now, and with the shield gone, he is forced to fall back. However, he will be able to get into the bathroom now, and the players close and Freezer may be able to help him. However, Yodapug and Owen off the back of that line scan will be pushing up into this piano site. So 2 minutes already used up, but that's one of the crucial walls and crucial positions to be holding. They're just a wall away from that site now. Opening up angle into Freezer now will cut off that Freezer player and also stop that bathroom player from rotating out as well. Sonic's also holding this vertical spot. Webra will be challenging him. I was going to say he can cut off any players coming out of bathroom backward, but not for long. Webra takes him out. His first kill actually comes out with less than a minute to go. Execution's starting to come out now. Flashbangs baiting out with that Nomad gadget as well. This wall's open, so another angle they have to watch. And Soul Cover will get one on Yodapug and lights up a second. Not quite though. 5v3 now. Sog looking challenged very aggressively. woodsy helping him out as well, and this is not looking good for Monash. They are on that point, but they just can't quite get the execute. And with that, that's 4v2 now. Owen managed to get 1 almost, but woodsy makes it 2. And that will be a round for uQuWu and a teabag as well. woodsy, you can't be doing this. You can't be doing this. It's too close. You don't want to be paying the price of that next round. But we have seen a bit of a banter going back and forth. I'm sure these 2 teams are all friends. I hope, at least. I'm not privy to their private lives. Maybe we'll ask them once the match is over. I have commented before on the kind of teamwork that we're seeing from Monash, especially on that defense, with a lot of good crossfires and supporting each other. And we're also seeing that same thing as well from you. We'd expect nothing less from teams at this level. When you're playing for a spot in the grand finals, you gotta be working together. Woodsy and Sogs, of course, I think were the MVPs of that last round, holding onto that bathroom and freezer and just being able to support each other with some crossfires. And it just made Monash's job so difficult. They just couldn't get into that site. They did have piano, they did have the pixel spot, but they couldn't. They were just a step away from getting onto the site, and that step was all they needed. It's a step away from a win as well. 7-3 would have been the scoreline if Monash were able to take that out. But still, they are a match point, so it's 4-6 in Monash's favor. So uQuWu will have to catch up 2 rounds just to get this into overtime. So pressure's definitely on them. After all, it is their map as well, and going on to the next map when you know, with Monash's map pick, and yeah, Monash's map pick, it's not the best position to be in. But we have started this round now, 2.5 minutes. Not much has been going on. Both teams still setting up, kind of figuring out the best places to set up patches. Doing some pre-firing as well, because don't can also come out anymore. I think that was a one-trick pony type thing. It works once, but it doesn't work a second time. And especially with players like Sonics, who actually learn from their mistakes, I don't think he'd get away with it again. But third floor now. I haven't entered this, right? 5 players, in fact, all on this, all on the first floor. That's a very heavy commitment into this horizontal hold, and they've given up these top 2 floors for free. Last time we saw them play kitchen dining, we saw one player, Webra, of course, on this roam, and we were just commenting about how effective it was in draining a lot of Onyx's time. So I'm surprised that they haven't chosen to go with a roam, and rather just played all their players on that ground floor. Starting to execute, apply some vertical pressure here, but they still need to get onto that site, and that big bakery window, as well as that freezer with, big bakery wall, and freezer wall is pretty much closed. So there's not quite a way into site just yet. They can get some picks, but they will need to get onto that site in order to execute. Prep area will still be closed here. Yeah, we'll see, it's still holding this, so I'm just a little confused why they haven't chosen to open some of these walls. They have opened up that freezer hatch, so it is a potential avenue, but that's just a very narrow funnel to be going through. It's a little unwise, especially with Sog still on the board here, holding from Christmas. He can get the horizontal angle. And that player on white says has switched places as well, so not able to push him out. But Yoda Pug, however, on these gold stairs will be looking to challenge Sogs. Can't quite see him, does get the shield, and now Sogs is aware of his position, gets a pre-fire, but Owen will be able to one to take him out. Pika, however, answers back. Webra with the second. Pika tries to get another one back, takes out Pika, and that's 3v3 now, but they need to get onto the side. Unlucky timing with that flashbang, but one is already down. Sonics will be on low health as well, and they have just collapsed onto the side. Woodsy gets another. It's 3v1, have to go for the diffuser, but they can't. And it will be uQuWu taking up another round. Very, very close to giving up this map, but showing us that no, it's not over until it's over. They're not quite ready to pack it in yet. They're not quite ready to go home yet, and they will be fighting on for yet another round. And of course, if they do take this, it will be 6-6. 5-6 right now. Monash winning by 1 round. Only a single round here. It's going to be very, very close. I'm just a little surprised that Monash still took a significant amount of time getting onto that site. There were no Romans, but I still feel like we were at 2 minutes off the clock, so a minute left that they actually started working, considering even walking on the site. Given that, there wasn't any Rome presence, and that, time has been a factor for some of the other rounds, I would have hoped that they had done things a little bit quicker.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Of course, that was denied a bit by the Indianers.
5 seconds left
So
before insertion.
while they did take their, due diligence and made sure that,
Attackers must locate
push some players out, made sure to get those nice angles and do the setup, unfortunately, it just came down to not enough time. It will be a little easier though for this second floor. They don't have to clear as many floors here, but they still need to take that top floor. And as we saw last time, that top floor, it's definitely the challenge of this map. Once again, going through these third floor hatches, it seems to be all the rage these days, going from this exact same position. It's no wonder that C4 works so well. But they will be clearing out this top floor a little bit quicker. They do know that there's no one in these freezers, so they will be able to get onto this cocktail a little bit faster. Valcams, however, do have spotted out the attackers there, so both sides know about each other's positions. They will need to start making this quick defense. Once again, as I mentioned before, time was where Monash's attack kind of fell down last time. uQuWu, of course, still holding onto this close angle big dog. Also underneath, able to provide a little bit of support if needed. Sonic's also on this rappel as well, catching anyone who might try to drop through these hatches. So defenders will be holding onto this top floor with their lives. I don't think they're going to be expecting to get out of this for free, but it looks like never mind, they have gone out of this for free. As Blake is saying, all of the defenders have actually fallen back off this top floor site. So, again, a roam that doesn't lose lives but waste time is kind of what you want. uQuWu will be the first to get one as he gets on Owen, and that's the IGL and also the Ying taken off the board. Pico, however, answers back onto Webra. Well, my discs surely have all been thrown out now, so not a huge loss there in terms of utility, but definitely still need that player for that gunfight. With the last 50 seconds, it's going to be a very explosive entry, and they're going to need all the firepower they can get in order to stop this push here. So many vertical angles being held here. This challenge just denying these players free rotates. However, Sogs will be denying another one by taking out Adam, falling there. Peacock goes out, not sure what that was about, but Pico will not be phased. He does find a second as he takes out Sogs. He's all about the refrags today, but with shotguns in hand and 15 seconds left, this is where they really play the best. uQuWu takes out Yoda Poker. Pico makes it a third for himself. He's doing all the work here. Will he even find an ace? He gets to 4. Will he be able to get the last one? He's in the smoke. He's slowed down as well. He can't quite get it, and unfortunately there, as once again, time and also the smoke and the Lucy's Darn gadget ruin the day for Monash. And here we are at 6-6 overtime. So, things have kind of reset. We're back to an even playing ground here. And Monash, although they had such an advantage, I think this really just proves how much of a defender side of the map this is. Monash, of course, were 5-1 up going into this attacking half, but uQuWu able to claw back 5 rounds from Monash's single round there. So we will be going on to overtime, and both of these teams really have to hustle and really bring the best they've got, because there isn't very much of a margin to work with. One small mistake could cost them the round, and the round is all you need here to be on the back foot, and you don't want to be back on the back foot. uQuWu will be defending first. They will be going back onto that third floor site, so the strongest site so far. Out of their last 2 times playing this site, they have actually won both of them. So quite a strong position to be in. Making their way onto the roof now, so once again, very much the same thing. Big Dog is tagged up sure where from, but he's going to be on low health, and a smoke is the last player you want to be seeing die early, and the last player you want to be alive. Those smoke grenades able to deny that entry at the last minute, so not a good player to be taking damage early on. But he's still alive, so I guess that's what counts. And PB playing very aggressively this time in the piano. This is the first time I think we've seen someone actually playing there, and in a very drone-happy fashion as well, looking for those drones and denying some of that intel. Pika looking to challenge him with the prone angle. Does he get one? He does, as that impact grenade comes out. Does deny that Selma charge, but that's one player down. A Selma charge for a Legion, you know, I think that's pretty worth it. And with Piano now a lot freer, they do still have to, of course, deal with that pixel player. It does make getting here a little easier, and it means you don't necessarily need to go through that wall anyway. Yodapug makes it a second onto Woodsy now. Does hit a Goo Mine, but Pixel as well, and so Piano control has now been seeded. One still close in the bathroom, but Pika makes it a second on the Webra. That prone pick is not working. We're going across now into Freezer, looking for this challenge on that player. Dogs will be taken down, and Pika with another onto Big Dog makes it a flawless round. That's definitely a huge change from what we've last seen. Monash were definitely struggling on the attack, but suddenly they're just flying. They're just flying, flying through the defense of uQuWu, who just did not stand a chance. Flawless round there for uQuWu. Sorry, for Monash. Overtime match point now. Monash once again in the lead, just a round now. Not the 4 rounds we saw previously. Of course, we have seen uQuWu come back from worse, so 1 round, you know, isn't undoable for them, but it's definitely something they have to be aware of, because 1 round is all Monash needs to do this and take this first map off of uQuWu. I have a feeling we'll be going to 3 maps, 2-1. Just not sure which map will be the upset. Could be this one, could be the next one. Could be both. Once again, utility heavy on this top floor hold, with Goyo making his return. Interesting reinforcements into this bathroom as well. Pika on 20 kills, lighting up that scoreboard. Definitely doing a lot of work for his team, just getting those frags. Of course, with that nice 4K on one of the previous rounds, not able to get the kill, so that's feels bad moment. Almost got that ace. And that's the first time we've seen the Capital LMG come out. Haven't actually seen Capital at all today. I assume that Capital Firebot will be intended for that Pixel player. And of course, with the lack of the Wamai, that is a very, very good decision. Let's just hope he actually makes it in alive to use it. Sonics and Owen will be underneath, looking to challenge vertically with those C4s. And of course, with the intel being fed from Owen, he could actually stop the switch early on in its tracks. Pika once again playing this Pixel peak, very, very powerful position with the Goya shield and AEST to help him. So it's definitely an uphill battle for Yuki to get in here. Oh, he spotted him on that rappel. I'm not sure if he's game enough to jump out. I do believe there's a nomad charge on that window, so Owen thinks better of it. He does relay that info and then move on. 2 players now dropping to red stairs as this entry is well and truly underway. But a minute 40, that's still not too much time to work with. So they will have to hurry this up and especially get rid of that Pixel player. Pixel player, of course, being that key player here in the setup. It's no wonder then that they have gotten Pika to play this, the strongest player here on the strongest position. Definitely a recipe for success. Owen, of course, also feeding back information for the rest of his team. as attackers now have looked to be very much stalled out by this player in Pixel. I think they're a little bit afraid of him. Yoda Pokes opens it up with the first onto Webra as these players on the cocktail balcony repel, switching it up a little bit. In fact, they could be bypassing this Pixel entirely. They've chosen to go for another strategy, going through this new balcony and holding onto that freezer. That freezer player that bathroom player, of course, with those reinforcements, can't actually see. So this is a good play here, but Owen underneath with the C4, and I don't think these players are aware of his position. But Woodsy gets one from the window, and that's a crucial C4 missing. And now the execute's coming down, player going for the fuse, and also the smoke grenades. Gas grenades hits the wrong spot. Sonics, however, gets one, Pika gets a second as well, and suddenly it's a 2v4. PB not able to get the last one, and Big Dog all by himself with the diffuser dropped. This play didn't work out. It was a gamble for uQuWu, but it looks like the gamble hasn't worked out. And it looks like it will be Monash taking this first round, unless he can pull off a miracle here, but he cannot. And Pika rounds it out for Monash Onyx as they are able to take this first map 8-6. Well fought match indeed. Both teams, it was very, very close going back either way, and of course we only got to that overtime just then. Monash will be happy that they from uQuWu, and Pika, of course, will be very happy as well. 22 kills, and definitely doing a lot of work there. But we will have to see, as we still have another 1 or maybe 2 maps to play here. Monash will be going on to their own map pick next, so they do have that advantage there, but they will be going on to the attack first. The map, of course, will be Oregon, so another very technical map, much in the same vein as Cafe. And we will be wrapping it up to a final map on Clubhouse, which, of course, is the technical map of all technical maps. So you have to know what you're doing there. But we will do that very shortly as we do go into a bit of a break. I need a break. Proto, unfortunately, will not be able to return because the council has cut his power. I'm sure it's not because of his power bills. I've been told it's just a maintenance thing. So, yeah, unfortunately, maybe we can all, I don't know, send some reacts in the chat to get him to send some power to Proto. I don't know if that's how it works, but anything at this point in time. So, with that said, we will be taking a short break and we'll see you shortly. and welcome back to our lower bracket final of AEL versus by Chatime. I am joined now by Jack, who will be replacing Photo. We have still somehow issues on his end, but never mind because we have somebody even better. Jack, how you doing?
Good. Yeah, unfortunately, we did lose our other co-caster due to a power cut, but Eric's back on, show's back on the road. What is going to be going on in this game, Lance?
Well, we did just see Monash take out uQuWu in a nail-biting game, 8-6 on that first map. It was uQuWu's map pick, so now we will be going on to Monash's map pick, uQuWu on the attack. Sorry, on the defense first, of course, but this is not looking good for uQuWu because I have been told that the stats for Onyx on Oregon is actually 4 times they've actually played this and they have never lost this particular map. So, it's definitely an uphill battle for uQuWu and it's going to be for a spot in the grand finals. They've made it very far, but, just far, they're just a little bit away from getting into those grand finals and taking on RMIT Black.
Yeah, Oregon is going to be a very hard map, a real uphill climb for uQuWu as we are just heading into it right now. So grab your drinks and snacks as we are going to get into our second nail-biting game of the night. uQuWu on the defense first, going to be choosing to ban an attacker now as we have the Thatcher being banned. Pretty common as you would expect on this map especially.
Yeah, we did see the Thatcher banned out on that last map on Cafe. It was banned out first by Monash, who was, of course, defending first. So, a bit of a reversal here, but we will be seeing much the same things here. If we see a Jackal ban here, then it's okay. It's going to be a Capital ban here from Monash. So it looks like they're going to read maybe a little bit into uQuWu's play, or they have some strategies of their own. I do foresee maybe Wamai featuring very prominently here, and hence the Capital ban.
Yeah, I don't know why they banned the Capital. Were they really running it a lot last game? But it's definitely a very interesting ban. It's got so much utility. And a bit more of a standard ban here coming out here as we have the Valkyrie being taken off the board. So we often see her being sidelined because those cameras are so good, especially if you put them outside. You won't see too much of that on Oregon as it's kind of a bit more of a indoor map. There's not too much stuff outside that you can spawn peek or kind of run out on, but still a very important ban. And our final ban is going to be the Kaid, so no more Electro Claws going to be used here. Bit of an inconvenience, especially with the Thatcher band, if he's still on the board, so he's going to be put away. Now, what do you expect from our two teams? Do we think they're going to be a little more aggressive or a bit more defensive in this half, as we do have uQuWu starting on the defense and Monash on the attack?
Well, I feel that we will see uQuWu play a little more aggressively. Last time they played this map, I believe they did play against the other Monash team, which is Monash Platinum, and they did take that map away from them. Off some very aggressive plays from Sogs, I remember. So, if they can repeat that and bring the same behavior here, I think that could really, upset Monash's confidence here, especially for undefeated victories on this map. To take that away from them would really hurt them, especially going into that next map with his side up. So, we'll have to see now as we do go onto this basement site, first floor. Not taking that second floor, but instead we'll be going onto this bottom floor. The mute as well being brought out for that intel denial, and of course a bit of roam potential here as well with that Melusi and also the Jaeger as well.
Yeah. And one of the things that actually managed to get past the ban phase that we don't see too often is this mirror being brought out now from PB2. So we rarely see her survive the ban phase, but she is available here. Bit of a late reinforcement. Was he be punished? No. He managed to get away even though he was reinforcing the hatch right in front of a big open door that the attacker could shoot through, but it makes it safe and sound. Anyway, this mirror is going to be very influential on the basement, especially because we can see, or they can see through the windows, and with those windows you can establish some really nice long sightlines. Anyway, on the other hand, the attackers are making it quite fast into the building. They've taken all of big tower control, and now it seems like they're going to go for a little bit of a blue take. bit of a gun fight coming between Webra and this player on the backstairs. Ooh, narrowly misses a shot, but not going to be any damage exchanged so far.
So far, a very rapid and aggressive push there from Onyx, taking this big tower and also getting onto these stairs very, very quickly. They want to apply this pressure as early as possible and just make sure the defenders, don't have as much time and also space to be working with here. Speaking of space, they are very much cramped up on this bottom floor here. Bottom floor of Oregon is a little easier for those kind of turtle holds, so you don't have to roam. But, giving the attackers so much time, I'm not sure if it's going to work out for them. We'll have to see, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's going to come down to a lightning fast execute, as there is all the attackers are in position, and at any time they could drop those hatches, push into that blue tunnel, and hit that defender where it really hurts. But it does seem like the attackers are going to be rotating over, where Bra takes a little bit of damage from this blue tower player. A little jiggle peeking. This is a tough fight to win. His leg is spotted, and he does take some tags, but doesn't get finished off. So he's going to be happy that he's wasted almost 2 minutes of this round. Someone is down on the top floor, as it's actually AEL Ash charging himself. That's unfortunate. He must have got down from something else, and just using the Ash charge to finish himself off. It's not what you want to see. 4v5 situation all of a sudden, and the attack does seem to have stalled out a little bit at this backside.
Yeah, it was looking very, very good there on the entry. Pika getting some nice angles across, but unfortunately it will be AEL to fall now. And now the attackers are just not quite sure where to proceed here. They do have that control of the big tower, but it looks like they're going for the plant here, but the smoke will be denying this. Pushing in aggressively, Adam will get one. Will he find the second? But there's a player right next to him. Pistol out now, and the prone when coming through, Sonics will be able to take another, and all of a sudden, tables have turned 1v4 now. Woodsy gets one back, but he can't find the second. Sonics takes him out for a quick, convincing win from Onyx.
Yeah, extremely convincing. Almost a flawless round, minus that self-kill on the Ash in that backstairs. But you could just see, as soon as the players lost that positioning in the back, that entire defense just collapsed. It did come down a little bit to running through that smoke, as you could see. I believe it was the Nomad running through the smoke next to the door of the site, and catching off the guard, that mirror. But that's just a play that you don't expect, and it really opened up that site a little bit for the rest of the attackers to kind of get in better positions. Defenders are hopefully not going to fall to a rush like that once again, as they are once again going onto that basement floor.
Yeah, we spoke earlier about uQuWu perhaps playing a little more aggressively, but looks like they kind of did the opposite. They played a little more passively on site. They did have some great positions being held, but it was actually Monash who played very, very aggressively. Adam, of course, pushing in through that smoke of all things. That's not something you usually expect. And so rather than going for that plant, they just decided to go for the kills. It was coming in rapid succession there. I kind of lost count of it all, and when the smoke and dust had settled, there was 1-4, and Woodsy was all by himself. So, definitely a very good change of pace here. Just, speeding things up when things were going slow. So uQuWu will have to kind of learn to adapt to this pace that Onyx has so far seemed to be setting.
That is for sure, as we have another attack on this basement site. We're missing that mirror, those mirror windows on this defense. I believe they switched it up to this Mozzie instead, and Mute Mozzie as a combination can be extremely powerful, especially if you are roaming around the map. And that seems to be exactly what PB is doing. He's going to be sitting on top of these main tower stairs with his fellow roamer of Webra, who is on the other side of the map. But that's going to make this attack much slower than what was achieved last round, so definitely adapting to that a little bit, as we see our first drone being taken out by the Mozzie gadget. The Mozzie's going to be able to control that, and the attackers aren't going to be able to use that as a kind of double whammy for the intel on the Monash side. And Monash seem to have really stalled out here, as they've yet to really enter the building, only gone down these big tower stairs.
PB will open it up though for uQuWu, takes out Owen with a nice headshot. That's one hard breacher off the board, and it's going to be very much slower for Onyx to get those hatches open. He indicates this with a pen hands. I'm not sure what the kids are doing these days, but apparently that just means you're really sad that you got taken out by PB with a headshot. Who knows?
Yeah. Is that what the young kids are saying these days? But anyway, it must have been a fantastic shot as Owen is going to be immediately taken out. So no more X-Karos on this round. It's going to be all up to that Maverick to get both the hatches and that wall open. And that is being done right now. You can see the Maverick torch being used. It's going to take some extra time though. Doesn't have that liberty to do that. Just pop it open super fast. Sog's going to be challenging that back tower. There's a lot more aggressive this time. Doesn't want to give it up like they did last round, and with that, a lot of control on the backside. Sonics is preparing a frag grenade. Good flashes coming out from the Nomad as well. Oh, this frag is going to sail right in. There's no ADS or magnets left, but doesn't do much damage. Just a little bit of chip damage to Woodsy. This back tower stairs player hasn't been flushed out, and he's gotten kills so far. 2 kills actually, as AEL is taken out once again. Gets his revolver out, but doesn't spot Pika, who swings around the corner and takes him out. Good reveal tag, but there's a 4v2 situation. Pika gets another kill, 2 kills to Pika on that double kill now, as he's bringing his team flying back into this round. 1v2 situation. He needs to find this player on that back tower pillar as it's been reclaimed, but no, he just falls back. And there's only 20 seconds left. Pika, you have to make a move, and he does. He rounds the corner, pre-firing, taking down PB. 15 seconds left, 10 seconds now, as he goes for his diffuser plant. He knows where that last player is, pre-firing towards that freezer, but he doesn't have much time, and he's not entirely sure of position. He has to go for this defuse, and with this, Webbrush should be able to round this corner and take him out, and he does exactly that. Doesn't even get that defuse down, and that is going to be the first round for uQuWu.
Definitely, though, an astounding performance there from Pika. A 3k, almost a 4 if you count that down, and almost able to clutch that up just off the back of his own work. He was all over the scoreboard, just getting all the kills there for Onyx. It proves that, when in doubt, just ask Pika to do it, and Pika really did show up there. But I did also see a lot more aggression from uQuWu with that, of course, that early pick from PB onto Owen, and also Sogs challenging that pillar big tower angle very, very aggressively, and that's what uQuWu needed. It was enough to get them this round, that first offense round, although a little too close for comfort, if you had to ask me.
Yeah, definitely. Pika put everything into it to try to win that round, but unfortunately just falling that little bit short. He had a good guess on the position of that final player, but wasn't 100% sure, and didn't decide to go for the push. Both that plan is a little bit tricky with so little time left, but when you're in that situation, you got to make these split-second decisions so quickly, so not faulting him for missing that final kill, unfortunately. That means that uQuWu is going to be able to go on that top floor. Doesn't seem like they want to keep that mirror on the board. Wants to play this more aggressive style, so we see the new Mozzie once again being taken out. And some interesting holes actually opened up in this floor. Maybe we could see a few kills come through.
Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of vertical play, both from above onto that bottom floor, and also I think we might see a player downstairs holding vertically. They do have that C4 and shotgun to work with, so... Oh, wow. Going for this run out on a drone. All right. I guess... Well, now you know how important drones are. It's worth doing a run out on. He does get away with that, so I guess it works for him. But not something I would have done, but then again, I'm bad at the games. But we will be moving on to this big tower area now. Early Lion scan coming out as AEL starting to make progress, throwing out some of these Romans. But again, a lot of these players are on site, so a bit turtly, and also underneath, as we mentioned, Webra here, looking for some of those picks early on.
Yep, and we see that Monash really like this back tower stairs area. We've seen them come from this side every single round so far. Now onto this top floor attack, see them get this attic open instead. Seems like they've set up a good amount of flank drones as well as to not get shot while getting this wall open. And they've been fast going. It's only been about a minute, and this wall is now open. Now they can slowly push that attic side and make Sog's life really difficult, but you can see Sogs is well set up here. He's got 2 ADS and also several magnets to catch any projectiles, and if someone walks through that attic, they are more than likely going to be shot, as there is very little space for any kind of movement. We also see this. We also see the generator wall getting open as Pika gets the first kill onto Solg. So that must have been the attic player, and he's taken out immediately. Maybe shouldn't have peeked this. Woodsy, however, is very close to the breach, and there is a Habana right next to him. So if he's unknown to that, he could be falling down. Oh, the shotgun goes off, but doesn't find the targets. In the meantime, Sonics is taken out from long range by Webra. Now Owen is right next to a shotgunning player, so he has to be very careful where he steps, and careful he is indeed as he takes out Woodsy, who maybe just peeked a little bit too aggressively. Going to be the shotgun taken out and a 3v4 situation.
That proximity alarm not going off early enough, and Adam will be able to walk in the site. And now suddenly the attackers are all over site, up to Big Dog and PB to hold this. PB is going for this flank though. He doesn't quite get one, and AEL able to catch him on the way back. And it's up to Big Dog now. 1v4. He's got a difficult position to play. And look at that beautiful crossfire. Perfectly timed. Big Dog just didn't stand a chance with all these players hunting him down. Definitely some great communication there and teamwork there, just making sure that that last player can't do any damage to them. And with that, Onyx will be taking their next attacking round. 2-1 so far, but looking more so in Onyx's favor, given their historical record and given that the round that uQuWu won, it was oh so very close. You know, Pika almost managed to get an ace and win the round just off the back of that. So, you know, so far, it feels like Monash have been more in control and setting the pace of how this match is going.
Yeah, it just feels like uQuWu are losing some of these gunfights that maybe they shouldn't. For example, that attic player who was taken out very early from the round by Pika, probably not a position you'd see him losing most of the time. So maybe it is up to them to be changing their game style a little bit. Maybe picking that that attic place aggressively isn't the way, but they have been very successful on this roam, so that might be feeding into a bit more of that aggressive style. And while it's worked in the previous round, they're going to need to change it up a little bit to kind of adapt to the change up in Monash's lineup as well.
More wall denial now coming through onto that game's wall. That was, of course, where Owen managed to get a pick and also push through eventually. So I'm hoping to hold on to that a little bit more. Attic, of course, was also another point of contention. Players coming down from both the attic and the game's wall. It just makes it very, very difficult when all those angles are opened up. But it looks like a repeat of that attacking pattern. AEL will be downstairs. Webra chooses not to continue to pursue and will be moving back upstairs. So defenders, once again, kind of turtling here, but this time they will be upstairs instead of downstairs.
That does indeed seem to be the case, but we've got a little bit of a change in the defending lineup. We've got this Bandito. His batteries have just been taken out now, as that is going to make opening this that wall in the trophy area a lot more difficult. And what even is making that even more difficult is actually AEL being taken out. Woodsy with that MP7 going to be shooting the Ash in the head as she tried to get in the door. However, quickly refragged. Gonna be Owen to get that kill back onto Woodsy, so back into a 4v4 situation, but the wall's not open yet, and they are really taking a little more extra time. So 1 minute 30, they've barely got that attic wall open. Pika now solo pushing down there. Does he win this fight? Sogs takes some damage, but we've seen how good he is with the MP5. Jumps in, Maverick misses some shots as he gets slapped by the C4 in the face. That C4 probably goes off and takes him out. Now Pika is also very low, and Sogs still on 50% HP, so he has a good chance of winning this fight. Owen, ever so powerful in this position, he's got the walk-in wall open, and he has taken a pick out into that attic side, so no more Sogs, and with that, no more attic control.
This attic position is just really crucial here, as it allows attackers to walk through and get this crossfire onto this games, which is what they're going to be working with. Owen managed to get 2, but he won't be able to find a third. PB takes him out now as 3v2. It looks like the Madcap has actually added up in uQuWu's favor. But so far, in terms of just the control and the kind of crossfires that have been set up, it definitely is looking in Monash's favor. They just need to find another pick, and they could suddenly be in a much more advantageous position here.
Yeah, but picks is something that uQuWu are not hoping to give away, as we have all our defenders hunked behind these shields, and all the defenses that they have brought. Gone 6 does go out and take out one of the shields, but there's 15 seconds left. Oh, swing around the corner, takes out the Mozzie, barely 1 HP, but actually Adam with a second kill, they've got almost the control, and they do. Adam just pushes straight in, takes out the remaining 2 defenders, as there is no way they won that round. They have no right to it, but they take it out with just that insane gunplay. Adam pushing in just 20 bullets up that white stairs and takes out round. Are you kidding me? What an incredible round there, as we see some excitement from the faces of that Monash team, as they had just managed to pull out that round that they should not have won.
Definitely. Even the observer, we were just all focused on Pika going for that diffuser. I saw the smoke. I saw his health tick down to 0, and I was like, oh, this is it. He can't pick up the diffuser. But meanwhile, in the background, Adam just walks up and takes out the last 2 defenders. You don't need to plant the diffuser if everyone is dead, and that was what they were aiming for. A great entry from Pika, and also a great... I suppose it was a bit of a distraction there, allowing Adam just to walk in and take out those last 2 players. So definitely, uQuWu gonna be feeling that one. Not a round they want to be losing, and definitely a round that was in uQuWu's favor to begin with. So Onyx will be going 1-3 on their attack now, and showing us once again why they are just so good at this map. They just are very, very prepared for it. Their attack on this map preparation has just been better than what uQuWu brought on their own map.
10 seconds to insertion.
Yeah, that is definitely
5 seconds left before insertion.
they've just been a lot more coordinated, I believe, on this attack as well, and just coming down to some clutch plays, but generally they've been able to take a lot of control, and it seems they really know how to use that control to their purposes, as they've really been able to capitalize on some of the mispositioning on that uQuWu side as well. Once again, we're going to be seeing a bit more of an aggressive hold on that basement. Got some walls reinforced in meeting, along with the Mozzie and Mute jammers being put down. So Monash is going to find it a lot harder this time to enter that big tower stairs area.
Yeah, that big tower stairs was a downfall of uQuWu a number of times, especially that first round where Monash able to take that early control, which is able to push down and exert so much pressure onto those defenders locked up on site. So they are looking to challenge this a little bit more. A couple more players, namely Big Dog Arnie will be upstairs in order to test that, make sure that it's a little bit more of a difficult time for these attackers. C4 goes out but doesn't quite connect, and it will be still 5v5. And look at that, ProneWin is doing his thing. He's gone prone. Sogs thinks better of it and finds another way around, but he will be caught out by Pika from above. So one on the ground and one above. It's a difficult challenge for anyone, and it will be Sogs to fall.
I believe that was actually Sonic's opening the hatch while Pika was looking through it. So good coordination from the 2 of them. Didn't have too much soft breach on hand and managed to make it work with that torch. Getting even open a normal hatch is quite difficult, so it takes a bit of time. So gonna be hard to coordinate, but they do make it work. And with that, this entire second floor and first floor is gonna be cleared. It's just up to the basement defenders now. 4 of them holding strong in that basement area, as they have actually wasted 2 minutes as well. So this is significant. Sogs loses his life, but is able to take a lot of damage on Pika and also waste a lot of time. Now we've got PB in that blue tower area as blue bunker area as that smoke, and he's going to be influential here as we see several of the attackers barreling towards the location.
Yes, so a lot of utility to be dealing with, and Pika so low, he's going to meet an untimely demise if he sees that shotgun. Flashbangs go out, but not able to take out. Oh no, takes out himself instead. He will survive though. Sonic's also a little bit flashed, not sure where from. But Gon 6 will be caught, so that bunker position still being held. But Adam will just go for the push It almost catches one. A prone player, AEL takes him out. AEL makes it a second, almost gets a third. Onyx takes damage, but 2v4 now. PB, however, answers back, makes it 2v3. Big Dog on takes out another one. Can he swing onto this last player? He doesn't. Adam, once again, clutch, and it's a 1v2. PB all up to himself as the diffuser goes down, both on low health, though. If he can smoke them, he might be able to get away with this. Rotating to pillars now. He looks for the head. Can he find it? A smoke go out. He might actually catch him. Forces him back, though, and he's given away his position now. Lots of angles to be holding, and with that close angle, though, he could be in trouble, but he does have the shotgun to work with. He's peeking these angles. Shots ring out from the freezer. It's a long angle, not the best to be challenging, but PB can make it work. Can he get this? He almost finds one. He does down one, and it's up to him, but does he quite? He does. And he's looking for this last one. Goes for the smoke. He's smoking himself now. This is you. Can he get away with? Oh no, he gets off the plant. Challenging, and he gets a shotgun. He has 4 seconds, so he makes it work. But he can't get the diffuser down. PB, so close, but not enough.
That, I have to say, while that gunplay was incredibly good, that was so poorly played. If he had stuck that smoke, that diffuse in the smoke, there's a very slim but possible chance that he might have got away with that diffuse, as the smoke was covering some of the angles that the line had to use to see that diffuser. I believe that line was a bit confused as well. He peeked in, he saw there was no one there, and it's like, I still hear this diffusing noise, but where is he? Doesn't choose to fire through the smoke either, so if he had stuck it, it could have been an incredible diffuse, one of the most incredible diffuses we've seen in this tournament so far, but unfortunately gets off it, and with that line barreling down on him as well, it's very, very scary. You hear those footsteps so close to you, so I don't blame him, but unfortunately, that is going to be at the loss of that round, as without any time left to defuse it, Monash go up 4 rounds in their attacking half.
And that's 2 rounds in a row that uQuWu could have or should have won. Of course, that earlier round with Adam taking the 2K, of course, with that round, we just saw Adam also doing a lot of work there. But that's got to feel so bad. I know I would be really salty if that happened to me. He got off the defuse, and that was it. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you still have to play to win. And although he could get the kill, he definitely would not be able to win. With the defuse, he might have got it. Slim chance, but he could have done it. So yeah, you're right. It could have been, but we'll never know, because this is just one of those things you make in the heat at the moment. Sometimes you're just not looking at it because you're just so focused on the myriad of other things that are going on. You know, the lion next to you, that, you know, your teammates giving you info, just the chaos. You know, it's hard, you know, to predict. It's easy for us to say, watching as a caster, what they should have done, but as a player, it's so much more difficult than that.
I am surprised Big Dog Arn takes a tag through that, but cheeky bullet hole peak spawn, something that's going to be patched next season. But anyway, while it's possible to use them while it is still around, because that is an incredible angle right next to that truck where the attackers spawn. Definitely, if I had been taken out by that, I would be fuming, but luckily no, he gets away, no one gets away worse off, as Sogs are still on that roam. He had just come from that other side, and a nice shot from Pika, who is the player on that big tower stairs. He's been consistently going down there, and he's going to be taken out this time.
Yes, Sogs, of course, also very consistent, holding that very same position with that same gun and that same utility. He's played very aggressively, and it's paid off big time for him many times. And of course, taking out Pika, that star player this time, was definitely a trade well worth it. Interesting, nice shot for Magnet right at the end, but another aggressive pick, and AEL falls well. Double kill from Sogs. The hatch is opened up, but Sogs doesn't care. He's going for it again, just pre-firing, and he's got, of course, the support from the Malusi Woodsy in the bunker as well, and that's going to be a difficult position at a push. So much so that it looks like they're actually going to go for a laundry taken soon.
Yeah, attackers have rotated with 2 of the remaining 3 players. They're going to be faced off against a barrage of defenders, as now Woodsy has taken out that 3rd player coming out from that backside. PB also takes out Owen, as this attack is just collapsing. A bit of a missed frag grenade, as Sonics has got nothing else to do. He pushes in and is taken out. A flawless round from uQuWu. After all those other rounds, this is definitely a high note to end on in this half.
Yeah, 5-2, I believe, 4-2, I believe, in this half. Not great, but also not terrible either. Could have been worse. It definitely isn't a 5-1 as we saw earlier on their attack, so it's not too bad. But definitely would like to have gotten some more defensive rounds on the board there, especially with Monash going onto defense on their own map. This is a difficult position to be in. Nevertheless, that was a great round, of course, just to break some of that momentum that Monash had been building up, and a great way to do so. A flawless kill, very, very convincing. And of course, Sogs and Woodsy coming out clutch there. Lots of kills just all over the scoreboard, and Monash had no answer for it that time.
Yeah, that is about how that defensive half just went in general, and gonna be a bit of a tough uphill climb. We've mentioned how Onyx are definitely the favored team here, and especially being up a map and also up this scoreline as well. It's gonna be very difficult for uQuWu to take it back, but they can definitely do it. They just need those clean, quick attacks we saw on that Monash side back at them, and it does seem like this is something that they are very capable of. They have some fantastic players on their team, some ex-Pro League or ex-PL players, and if they are just able to make that click, I'm sure these rounds can go to bed.
Bottom floor is once again the primary site for both of these teams, so both teams choosing to play this instead of the second floor. We have seen a bit more of a shift towards this bottom floor, so it's not entirely, not entirely unseen, but it is still something we have noted. Nevertheless, it looks like a big tower and also a small tower push. We did see a couple of players coming in from that small tower, and drones coming out now onto this top floor, just making sure that there's no players here. And some good live droning as well. Sogs behind that drone as well, looking to challenge this Goya early on. Aggression of their own from uQuWu compared to the more defensive style of Monash.
Yeah, and this is some good progress from the attacking team, but it does seem like defense are set up very hunkered down on this side. We've got 4 players in the basement, actually 5 now, as Pika is just vibing on those back tower stairs. Might go for a flank if the opportunity does present itself. Hatches are being opened now as PB gets that one open nice and fast. uQuWu with 1 minute 50 still on the clock. They don't know that top floor is clear, but top floor is clear, and they're going to be wasting a little bit more time actually ensuring it is. That means that the rest of the attack is going to be a bit delayed, especially down those back tower stair area or that front side, as we already see a bulk of the attack coming down the freezer. Sogs now taking a gunfight and doesn't dish out any damage, but takes a little bit in return. AEL is a little bit stuck here as his wall is going to get breached soon, and he doesn't have anywhere else to go. He's stuck behind the bomb. He has to fight his way out, and fight his way out is what he is doing now, as he has also got backup now from Skonic, who has retaken that freezer side room.
A bomb has been located.
Onyx, of course, will be able to hold this cross angle, but he is being challenged simultaneously also by Sogs as well. And that Habana PB will be there to back him up as well. That wall has now been opened, so he will be able to peek through this. The ping's coming out as well, but not quite sure. Doesn't look like it's quite open yet. Adam, however, will find one onto Woodsy. That's a Nomad. Second one for Sonic. Takes out Sogs, and Owen gets one onto Webra. Frag grenade comes out, but it's a 1v4 now. It's PB all by himself, and suddenly he's got a mountain behind. He gets one, and he finds a second one. He does, but it's third. Owen will be taking him out, and that's another round on the board for Monash.
Well, that was a very slow attempt at that freezer take, unfortunately, as we see just taking a bit too much time pushing down there. They couldn't get that wall open till barely 20-30 seconds left in that round, and that just meant the Zofia was standing there being shot at and dishing out no damage back for a good minute or so. And Sogs, while they did an admirable job trying to push down there, that is just not it's not a position that you envy, as there's a multiple way crossfire right in your position. Not sure where the rest of that attack went, but it doesn't seem like they were very successful either, as I believe they were just stopped by that laser gate or just shot from one of the other defenders now. as Monash go up 5 rounds. This is a very crucial point as one more round and Monash will be on match point, and that would be a huge momentum boost for them. So as you see, we're seeing a little bit more of a conventional pick coming out from Owen. Is picked onto that Ella, maybe going for a little bit more of a fun shotgun kind of style in this round.
Yeah, one thing's for sure, Monash will definitely be feeling great right now. 5-2 after winning that first map, 8-6, coming in clutch. So they do have the mental space and also the rounds to experiment, to work with different stuff, and that will indeed be the Ella shotgun. You hear it in the background. Owen, I'm expecting great things from him. Maybe a prone. We haven't quite seen one just yet, so hopefully we will get one very soon. But like, attackers have read into this second floor attack, and they are pushing over from this both the big tower and also the small tower side, making sure to cut some of those rotates, making sure they can open these walls successfully.
Well, tell me a bit more about this prone win player you speak of. How did he earn his name? Where did it come from at that first?
Well, you see, it's a bit of a hallowed legend, a myth. I'm not even too sure myself, but all we know is that Pronewin came into existence, and he's known as Pronewin because he prones. It is his signature move, his battle cry, his it's the last thing you see before you die, or not at all, because he's prone, you can't see him. And speaking of which, PB will not be seeing that. Owen rushes out and gets a nice kill with this shield on the bed. Oh no, this is going to be a difficult position. They might be able to get the stuff off the wall, but if you can't flush him out of this position, you're in trouble. Here we go. Pronewin strikes back. Webra is another one to fall, and Owen, Pronewin actually falls back as well with this shield and his life.
Well, picks up that shield, gonna move it somewhere else in case he does need it to maybe go for another prone kill, but he's taken out 2 very crucial players on that uQuWu side, earning his namesake. That's going to be the Habana as the hard breach off the board, and the Ash as well, and the entire generator or walk inside push completely dismantled. Now, with all we have left is this these 3 players going down the attic, and that 1 player of uQuWu. He's going to be rotating around. Knows that he can't put too many players in that. Frag grenade comes out and doesn't take out Owen. Owen's got another opportunity with a shotgun. It comes around pre-fire, takes out 2, as that's the entire attic push also destroyed. And now uQuWu left just flailing into the wind as he is that last player remaining. Webra, recommendation from that Ella shotgun. So many players here, as well, we doubted it, but he doesn't make it work. Here we see it once again in the replay, taking out Habana and then this Ash.
You love to see it. The shotgun meta is here, boys. This is a new play. Pre-fire with the shotgun as well. Look at that. He was denied that ace by uQuWu right at the end, but uQuWu's life was taken from him. And that will be 2-6 match point for Monash. They are 4 points ahead of this. They just need 1 more on this defense to take out this map and also this to that grand finals against RMIT Black. And what a way to do it. What a way to show off with the 4K from a shotgun. It's, I can just imagine Monash are going to be feeling great right now.
Yeah, feeling great as they go onto that tertiary site, but as for any of the other teams who might be playing Monash next, well, it seems like the Oregon has just gone fantastically. I would definitely choose this map as that map to ban against them, and maybe the Ella as well, as we've seen Owen. He's so influential on that operator when it really counts. Now, as Monash is going on their tertiary side, maybe they can get this 3-round rotation in and shelve that map, as once again, this is match point and map point for Monash. They have won that first map, so if they win this round, this is bye-byes to uQuWu.
Well, uQuWu aren't quite out yet. They still have a lot of fight left in them, and they will be taking this fight for sure. They are not going to give up here, as PB already looking to make entrance here. They have got into this garage once again. I'm looking to cut off some of these players who might choose to rotate from Zulu. So live drones also coming out, so they do have that intel on Sogs, also holding this cross, but he will be almost he does spot out Owen, and Owen, the star of last round, will be taken out now as Adam starts moving upstairs to try and get some advantage up here.
Yeah, a nice early pick from the team as they're droning basement, maybe making sure there's no flame thing, but that site is gonna be this meeting as Yana drone jumps in, but that's actually not the actual Yana, so nothing lost there. A bit of intel gonna be given over to the attacking team. They know the Jaeger is in pit at the attic side, so gotta be very careful as they rotate over and Sogs is not careful enough as Pika is taking him out from his attic position. Should have been relayed over that intel that he was there. Unfortunately, either losing that gunfight or not going to be finding, or not going to be expecting the Jaeger to be so fast after his speed was nerfed a while ago, I believe now. Rest of the attack seem a bit slow, but they are getting in a good position. Takes out Adam. They're in that lobby as Webra is also taken out, so 3v3 all of a sudden. Attackers are spread out over the map. We've got one in security and a couple in that front lobby. This is a bit of a mess. Pre-fire from AHAL going to be taking out Arn. That's going to be smacked as he was going for that long angle. Now AHAL with another pre-fire. Doesn't land anything this time. PB wins that gunfight versus Skonic, and this is back and forth, back to 2v2.
2v2, 50 seconds left. This is for match point, of course, so there's a lot to lose here. AHAL playing aggressive now, trying to peek this player up here. Pika gets the better of PB, and it's 2v1. This could change, and AHAL gets the last one, and Monash will be the ones to go to that grand final. They take out uQuWu in a convincing fashion. 7-2, I think. Yes, 7-2. Wow, that's definitely a way to leave a mark. And uQuWu, a little bit bruised here. They will have to pick themselves up for next season, but it will be for next season because Monash Onyx will be the ones who will be going to that grand final and facing our mighty Black.
Yeah, incredible game from Onyx and a good showing from uQuWu as well. I believe they did have exams during this time, so very stressful time for them, of course. And as we would both know, being former uni students ourselves, so it's good to see that AEL is open to uni students as well. It's nice to have just a little bit of that esports fun while you're still studying.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I only got in one season, and I would have liked to have played more, but this is pretty good too. Just being able to watch and talk and participate in it is definitely a great time. And of course, we can participate in all this thanks to our sponsors, Chatime, of course, sponsoring the tournament, Indomie for our noodles, for our food, so we can sustain ourselves during our class, and of course, AOC for our monitors and RIG for our headsets, just so we can play at our best as well. But that will be it for tonight, as we do see Monash finish this up quickly, 2-0. I did ask for a quick victory, but that was when I was casting by myself, so I guess I got what I asked for, but my pick'ems will not be happy. So I guess, that is it. We will see you in a couple of weeks, where we will see Armati Black take on Monash Onyx for that Champions Trophy. But until then, goodbye and have a good night.
Yes.